Hey now, CJ here with The Build Show. Today we're talking elevators. Not just any elevators, residential elevators.
Come see CJ Nielsen at Build Show Live. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description for tickets. Use code CJ26 for 25% off.
All right, residential elevators. Something that I've seen quite a bit more in our market. Obviously, this isn't something new, but why in this house is there an elevator? A couple reasons. The last two projects have had an elevator for, first, disability in the family, convenience of getting up multi-levels. In this case, this is a dream home forever, and they're preemptively planning ahead, right? And so on this remodel, that was one of the first things discussed in pre-construction was the elevator. Being a remodel, I think from the elevator standpoint, mechanics was finding a place to put it. And in this case, it's in this corner of the house that I'm in right now, what is going to be a closet. So why is an electrician talking about an elevator? Well, I just want to show you what goes into the elevator on our end, right? So we've been through a few of these, and I'll break down exactly what the electrical requirements are. Pre-construction meetings for us were pretty straightforward. We met, builder, elevator is being supplied by a special elevator company, and we walked through rough-in requirements from our standpoint, right? So we've done two different versions working with this elevator company, one being a hydraulic elevator, and this specifically is a traction elevator, right? So the operation is the same up and down. There's only two levels on this elevator. So we have a door on that side, and then you enter from below a door on this side. So what they needed from us, three things basically, is dedicated circuit. So over here, we have control power, and we have the elevator motor power. This is a traction elevator, but on the hydraulic elevator was the same exact thing for us. Elevator panel location, right? So there's the controls for this elevator. We, as far as scope goes, have no overlap with controls, right? We are supplying power, a 30 amp circuit from the sub panel that's for the motor in the elevator, and then a 20 amp circuit that's for the controls, and then I think some lights in the actual elevator itself, but pretty simple on our end. The third thing they required from us was data, right? A network connection for a call button, right? So we planned with a builder that obviously this was a mechanical closet that we have other things going on in. This was a perfect location for our AV panel, which will have distribution for the Wi-Fi, we'll have incoming cable and other communication things that are going to be housed here, right? So we're already taking up room, might as well add a little bit more. Again, I prefer, we've talked about in other videos, to have all mechanical stuff, hopefully in one central location, right? Make it intentional. So we're gonna have AV panel. We do not have sub-panel distribution up here. That's actually downstairs. But we do have what's going to be supplied by the elevator company installed in this closet too. Is, I think, roughly like a 2 foot by 2 foot control box. We are gonna simply stub out below, per the elevator company's request, the circuits. And then we're gonna install junction boxes after. We're gonna label them. We're gonna turn the breakers on and tag out. And then the elevator company is gonna come in and they're gonna do their stuff. So after the installation of drywall and finishes is when they actually return. And then they're gonna install their control panel. They're gonna take our power supplies and plug them into their panel or conduit them into their panel. The only other thing that they were required on our end was a jumper from the control panel outbound to where the motor is situated inside the elevator shaft. So there's gonna be an access panel here that they're gonna be able to access that mechanical. And then, like I said, it's a traction elevator. So this actually has rails that go up both sides as opposed to like a hydraulic ram or hydraulic pump, I think. So again, not an elevator specialist, but the same exact elevator company that we did on another project, they chose hydraulic versus traction. And from my understanding, the hydraulic versus traction has come a long ways. I'm not sure on the cost difference, but traction versus hydraulic, used to be hydraulic was much smoother. and now traction is caught up and they chose. So they had both options, but again, on our end, it wouldn't have changed much, right? We need power in for the motor, 30 amp dedicated circuit, and we needed power for the controls, a 20 amp dedicated circuit, and we needed communications. The only other thing that we've helped and had with scope overlap with the elevator company is the specific call buttons, right? So each elevator has an entrance, right? One from the top and then one from the bottom, so that when they go up and down, they can get to the corresponding floors. And we have installed, because they have a proprietary back box, a route for them to get their cables that I heard they just mount into the elevator shaft for the call buttons. But as far as our scope goes, that's on their end. So I've seen this on a couple projects now. Again, I think in different areas, this is a pretty common one, but I think it's a cool feature, right? A retirement forever home, you never know what's gonna happen. Mobility might become an issue as age progresses, or disability in general, but I think residential elevator, that's as simple as it is from our standpoint. So that's our elevator talk from an electrician. Sorry, elevator guys. But I hope to see you guys on more Build Show videos. So go to the Build Show Network and check out all the other contributors talking about building science, talking about what we love, construction, and I'll see you on the next video.